and shoved it in. We're recording. Hey guys, happy team call night. It's BK Kroll here. I'm a diamond in plexus. I've been doing this for 8 years. And I just got back from Maui. I know Jordan Gibson just got back from Maui as well. You guys, she is a new emerald with our company work. So excited to hear from her tonight. You know, when somebody hits that rank in our company, we want to hear from them. We want to experience some of their passion. It's always good to hear some of their strategy, because to get to that rank, to hit that 1,500 points, you have to do it with others. You cannot do it alone. And those 4 pillars are so important, you guys. The recruiting, the retention, the duplicating, and I would say, oh man, that leadership that just leads those other 3 areas forward for you and your team as you're pioneering forward. This trip was my favorite trip yet. This was number 6 for me. I've had 3 diamond destinations as well. And this was my favorite. And you know why? Because the friendships that you make with the sidelines and seeing your husband connect with the sidelines, all that you have in common, the strengthening. I mean, I was meeting with gals. We were like crying and praying over our teams, over our business builders, surrendering our business, sharing tips, sharing strategy, what's working, what's not. It is the absolute best. We want you all at the next Emerald Extravaganza next year. We're all talking about it. You guys, it's going to be epic. I know some of you are like, I want to go to a tropical island. Oh, you'll have plenty of time for that because you're going on the cruise, right? In February, right? So you guys, this Alaskan cruise is next September. You can earn it. I want you to start thinking about who you want to help to earn it as you go in that direction, okay? Couple little, no, I'm not going to go into actually anything else right now, because we first need to hear from Kaylee. You guys, this woman is on my team and she is a new silver. And I actually decided to ask for volunteers, for anybody who wanted to come and share their business testimony at the beginning of our call, because I wanted to see who'd message me, who would step up, who wants to get out of their comfort zones. She messaged me. Kaylee, thank you so much for being here. You're going to share for 3 to 5 minutes, and then we'll hand over the rest of the training to Jordan. You ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Yeah, baby.
So I am Kaylee. I am a silver. I am working very hard to be a senior silver. My goal is to rank up in September. So I'm very close, very close. I was very hesitant actually to start Plexus because I had done a network marketing business before, and I had a very sour taste in my mouth for years, because before, in my other one that I'm not going to name, you couldn't really talk about it. It was like a big secret. And so it's like, go up to these people and, start the conversation by telling them they look sharp. You like their shirt. Start the conversation that way. Get them to this plan that's 2 hours long on a Tuesday night that's at somebody's house, where they're going to pitch this idea, and basically you're selling a dream. There's products, but really we want to sell this dream. And so I was really hesitant. And then finally I kept seeing people share and share and share. And everybody looked so excited. And they're like, I'm feeling so much better. And I felt terrible. I've been on antibiotics over 200 times. I felt terrible, terrible. And so finally I listened and I said, okay, fine, I will try this. And instantly, like within a week, it's like, wow, I feel better. I haven't had a headache since I started this a couple months in. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm sharing. I started sharing almost right away. I don't regret it. My only regret is not starting this the first time I saw it shared, because I could be so much farther. My girls are in gymnastics right now, and they're doing things scared, because I tell them you have to do things scared. And if I'm asking them to do things scared, I have to do things scared. And so I'm posting in my stories, and I'm posting the posts, and I'm doing all the things, and I'm reaching out and sending these messages to people that I'm terrified to message. And it's paying off, because I posted something today with one of those little slider things that I had to figure out how to use because I was off social media for a long time. And I'm getting like all these interactions with it. I'm like, what is happening? But if you're your true self and people know that they know you, and they trust you, and you're building these relationships, which is a huge part of this, it comes across as you're genuine and you're sharing your story. My story is I've taken way too many antibiotics, and this is helping. I was an angry person and I'm not proud of that, and I'm sharing that because now I'm not, and I get to be a peaceful presence for my kids, and that's helping people to trust me and build the business, and it's working. And trust me, if I can do it, and if I can talk to all of you right now without throwing up, you can do it too.
Okay, who wants a Kaylee Alexander on their team as a level 1? Me. Yeah, you guys, this girl wants Jewel and she's working for Jewel. This girl is stepping out of her comfort zone like crazy. I love everything you had to say. That part about being ourselves, being our true selves. I think if anything, we're the ones to make things weird if we start trying to act like somebody else or selling, even sharing, being ourselves, looking for people to serve. That is where, I mean, that's where the rubber meets the road in this business all the way. Thank you so much. That was amazing. That was her first time sharing on a Zoom and it was fabulous. Okay, so our hearts are built up and strengthened in the business already, but now you guys, this is Jordan Gibson. She is a new emerald with Plexus, and it was very random how I found her. I think it was through Jordan Roddenberry, and I was like, new emerald, I'm messaging her, and I was like, I'm just drawn to her. So I'm gonna go like kind of, I don't know, see what she's all about a little bit, and then I'm just gonna flat out ask her to be on our call, you guys. She has been with Plexus for 4 years this November. She's been married for 5 years and has 3 babies. Someone's been so busy with the best of things. Her favorite product is Slim. And yeah, she says she can definitely tell when she hasn't had her pink drink. And I will tell you that that is mine too. I don't see how I would be okay without Slim. Her favorite feast meal is a homemade meal that someone else makes. Amen. Because yes, the mama sometimes needs a break. I love that answer. Jordan, you can just take it away. We're so excited to hear from you. I loved hearing from you on Maui on the stage. She was called up and I'm like, hey, that's the gal that's coming onto our team call. Yes.
Yes. Yes, so fun. Hi, I know we were totally in Maui together. We didn't run across each other, but I was wondering, I'm like, I wonder how she found me. I don't know, but I'm gonna share my story. I'm so excited.
So
So
excited.
yes, okay, for those of y'all who are maybe a little bit newer and don't even know what she means by emerald, that is like when you get started and like when you keep on these calls, like it might come up some more. Emerald is like it. It is like it for the first, like, that is what you're shooting for. And it seems like far off because it's 1,500 points in your back office. But when you dream and when you vision cast and set goals, like Emerald is up there or should be up there. And hopefully by the end of this call, we'll be up there. You get to choose from your Plexus Lexus or a lifestyle bonus. You get a free trip, all inclusive. Like we went to Maui, we're going to Alaska this year, like she said. It's the first rank in our jewels. And so like, that's it. And so I did start almost 4 years ago, November of 2020. I look back, if you think it's hard to recruit people now, just know there were people joining network marketing companies in the middle of a pandemic. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Totally me. I was a teacher and a coach. I wanted to stay home so bad. I had just had my baby in March, I almost said May, in March, and was going back to the teacher coach thing. And so I am one of the very few that actually started for the business. Jordan Ronberry was actually a friend on Facebook. I worked with her mom. And I was telling her mom, you know, just all the things. I feel like the Lord is calling me to stay home. Like I just felt this pull. My husband is a teacher and a coach as well. So if you know anything about teaching and coaching anywhere, not even Texas, we don't make a lot of money. Okay. And that's never been the goal, but like for me to stay home, I needed to make some money. So I was like, I can't believe this lady's recommending network marketing. Like, oh my gosh, she's kind of crazy. But then I started following Jordan. And so like BK was saying, when she started looking at my page, Jordan was real. Like she was a human and she was fun. And like ick is the word now, right? She wasn't ick. I'm like, okay, I could get behind this. So either she's lying and her pink drink doesn't work that well, or she's like a total truther and it works out well and she does make that much money. My upline is diamond as well. And so I'm like, 20 grand a month, like, if she can do it, I can do it. And so I went in with that mentality. If she can do it, why not me? And so I started in November. I told myself, if someone has a income graphic chart, will you drop it here in case no one has seen it? Drop it in the chat, because I told myself if I could be senior Ruby by the end of the year, I'll quit my job and I'll be able to stay home. Y'all, I quit when I wasn't even gold. I quit when I wasn't even gold. I was not making $500 a month, but I just knew where Plexus was going to take me. And I knew a little bit of faith. I just knew the Lord was going to bless us, and that like, that's where I needed to be, was in my home. And so, yeah, so I definitely started for the business, and just dreamt of the day I would go emerald. And so, I hit, let's see, not even 2 years later. So February of 2022, I went ruby, and that was huge, but very sad because I went ruby pretty much by myself. I recruited 18 people that month. I, let's see, had like 3 or 4 new girls go silver that month. And so it was really fun duplicating and like getting girls to come in on the business. But let's see, like the month after, like all those girls were gone. So I didn't re-rank. Okay. So from then on, I pivoted. I'm like, okay, I'm not here to help girls go silver and like get an extra bonus. Like, I want to help people make a lifestyle out of this and help people like understand, like, bring them in on the culture of my team and tell them like, hey, it's cool if you want to make a quick $300, because Plexus is awesome about that, right? But like, hey, come into my vision and let me show you what it could be more, because you could be making that and more every single month. You could be driving a Lexus one day. You could be this. And so vision casting and breathing that into people was huge. Also, back up real fast. Love the fast start. If you're not familiar with fast start, go fast start as much as you can. Fast start is one of the best things Plexus has put out for us, and it's really encouraging, right? So I went fast start senior silver. Remember, I'm still teaching and coaching. It's because I had added my husband that month. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need one more. Let's make Austin an account. I did not go fast start gold. And I say that because I was still a hobbyist. That is my only regret, I think, in this business, was not putting more into my business at the beginning, because I truly believe I would have gone emerald sooner. And so just encouraging your girls, or maybe it's an encouragement to you, everyone has the same 24 hours in the day, right? So slow down, make time for your business. If you have to wake up at 5:30 a.m. 3 days a week, do it, sis. It'll pay off. Your consistency will pay off. And that's just one thing at the beginning I kind of regret, was not, pretty much went gold by myself as well. And obviously did that all the way up until ruby. And so vision casting early for yourself, setting those goals early so that you're recruiting those business builders and those girls who want to do this and want to do this with you early. Okay. Yeah. So after going ruby, kind of recruited a little bit differently. I'm like, okay, let's do this. A year, like later than a year, let's see, ruby was, from February 2022 to July of 2023 is when I hit senior ruby. A whole different team with me, y'all. Not one girl who went ruby with me was on my senior ruby team. Let that sink in. And my sponsor always told us on calls like this, your emerald team is not going to be your diamond team. Your gold team is not going to be your emerald team. And I'm like, girl, no, my girls love me. This is going to be so fun. No, it's kind of true. Okay. So just let that sink in. Do what you can for your girls. But that's a hard pill to swallow. But it should be encouraging. And so I am so thankful to say my senior Ruby team was my emerald team. I made sure those girls stuck around. And pat myself on the back. That's a huge accomplishment, because I learned the art of inviting them into my dreams and giving them the permission, I guess you can say, to dream and let me in on their dreams. Let me help you do that. Let me help you set these goals that are so God-sized that like we have nothing else to do but make a plan for them, because we're going to get after them. So it took us after senior Ruby, it took us a year to double our points. Senior Ruby is 750 points. Emerald is 1,500. But I say that, and I think, we hear these awesome stories corporate puts out of this girl went emerald in 7 months. This girl went emerald in and honestly, I'm like, yeah, cool. Good for her. It kind of makes you like, meh. But I just allow girls to come in and say, It took me almost 4 years to go emerald. Okay. Imagine what you were doing 4 years ago. I have a little girl, she's 4.5 years old. It is mind blowing to me that she is about to be 5 years old, and I'll cry if I think too much about it. But in the grand scope of like our lives, y'all, if it takes you 4 years to go emerald, that is not a long time. If you're sitting here and you've been in gold for 2 years and or you've been in here 4 years and you're not emerald yet, keep going because it's going to be worth it. I'll promise you, the moment you step into Emerald Extravaganza, that first room drop, that first like time you get to hug our CEO, it's going to be worth it. And so I just like putting like our lives in like the grand scheme of things. Like 4 years is not a long time. And yeah, it really just can seem like that, but it's not. I just can't believe it's been that long, but also I'm like, crap, that was fast. And here we go. We're going to be diamond in the next 4 years. That's all that matters. I kind of wanted to break down my points for y'all because I really love to see how different people's back offices looks. Mine is pretty crazy, y'all. After I wrote this down, I was like, oh my gosh, they're going to be mind blown. My sponsor would tell me, or the easiest way to go emerald is to have 3 level 1 rubies under you. Okay, the quickest way to go emerald. Y'all, I love that. And one day I will be there. I have 1 ruby. She is over 600 points. I have 1 gold that's around 190. She's been working for senior gold for a while. 3 golds and 3 silvers under me. My team is so wide. I'm so thankful for it. I can really help any girl fall in love with this business. So 6, 7, 8, 8 level 1s on my team working. And of course, there's a couple golds and them under there. I do not have 3 rubies under me. I had 1 solid ruby and a couple other solid girls, and like that is it. And I'm not saying that's it. Like I love them to pieces, but like whatever it looks like for you to go emerald, that's what it's going to look like. Okay. And work with what you have. It's encouraging to hear other people's. And so I hope that's encouraging if you're like, okay, I'm going to do it with 3 rubies, or hey, I'm going to make a couple golds and help them go ruby and help them get business builders under them. So, here's for my TED talk because I can get really passionate about this. But I told BK the title of this was going to be How Emerald is Only Possible for That Girl. Am I good on time? Oh, I'll be talking fast. Sorry. How emerald is only possible for that girl. Okay, getting to the top 3% of this company, emerald and above, is not for that girl. And let me explain. It's not only for the girl with a network, the girl with a following, the girl who always wears the cute clothes and like has this like very aesthetic profile. When you get to Emerald Extravaganza or like a group where it's like emeralds over here, sapphires over here, diamonds over here, you will look around and be like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. They're all so different. We are all different ages, sizes, genders, like boys and girls, like, sorry, only 2 genders, but boys and girls. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I was just looking around at Emerald Extravaganza and thanks, I'm so glad everyone's laughing. um, this is my crowd. I was just like, everyone is so different and it is so incredible. Just people's journeys. I encourage you, like, go ask someone, go find a random emerald and just ask their journey because everyone is so different and we are not cookie cutter. We're not a cookie cutter company. We don't have cookie cutter products, kind of, but we are not like everyone's journey is going to look so different. And I love that because I will tell you what emerald is for and going to the top person this company is. It's only for the possible for people who are going to stay consistent. If I would have quit y'all after my Ruby team quit, where the heck would I be? Think about that. 2 years ago, my Ruby team quit. I had to start all over. I wish I could tell y'all how my points dropped down. I can't remember. I'm sure 350, 400 points from 500. Where would I be if I wasn't consistent, if I didn't stick with it? One of my favorite quotes, I actually have it on my computer, was from a sapphire fall I really love. It says, she wasn't lucky, she was consistent. Successful people do consistently what other people do occasionally. And I know y'all probably hear this all the time about be consistent, do the things. But if you're being coachable and doing the consistent things that your sponsor is telling you, whether it's posting, y'all, the power of posting, I cannot when someone tells me like, oh, I'm just really bad at social media. I'm like, girl, I can coach you. Like, it's literally just writing somewhere, it's putting a picture up and like, you're good. People know what you're doing. That is it. If you have struggled with posting and social media, it is so teachable, y'all. Do not let that get in your way. Being consistent. Your storefront has to be open. being consistent in messaging and following up. You're not being rude. You're trying to share something that is life-changing to someone, okay? Don't get in your head about what other people are thinking about you, because they are not paying your bills, and they're not going to be the ones on the streets of Maui soaking up the beach in the sunshine, okay? So they are consistent and they don't give up. I just look, I'm like, oh my gosh, that whole time I was Senior Ruby for a whole year. We went Senior Ruby in July, and I was like, oh man, Emerald's gonna be, or November's gonna be my Emerald month. Okay, it was almost a whole year after that when I was like, oh, this is gonna be Emerald. Oh, this is, and so if I finally, honestly, during that time, had to take a step back and say, okay, Lord, Emerald's not on my timeline, just let it be in yours. And so I had to give up a timeline. That's another thing, is not saying like, yes, fast start is fun. I fully believe everyone can go fast start gold. Like, that is not just for, that girl. Fully believe fast start gold is achievable for everyone. But giving up a timeline and quit putting pressure on yourself. Y'all, we get to show up to our business every single day because we want to. And if you don't want to and you're still showing up, good for you. Your mind is strong, because sometimes that takes a strong mindset. But one of my favorite things, was it this? I can't remember if it was Gold School in Austin or convention. Our CEO stood on stage, and he said, uh, this girl was running late to one of our sessions, and she was like, oh, she had an excuse like, oh, I'm coming. He's like, I'm not going to tell you when to show up. Like, our CEO said that, like, no one is down your neck telling you when to show up. And so we've got to be consistent. And like I said, y'all are probably tired of hearing that, especially if you've been in this business long enough. But y'all, I'm onboarding so many girls right now, which I'm so thankful for. Four right now, girls I'm onboarding to help go silver, all reached out to me. It's because I'm open. It's because they see what I'm doing. They see my heart behind it. And it's not because of, maybe it is something I said, but it's because I have been consistent over time. This one girl was telling me, a really sweet girl. She's actually local. I'm so grateful for her. I've been watching you for 2 years. I'm like, sis, that's a long time. Could you not have done this 2 years ago? But all in people's timing, right? And with your consistency, imagine if a year ago I would have quit, like, then this wouldn't be blessing her life. So just take your mind down that rabbit hole. Like, maybe think about yourself in a year and be like, oh my gosh, if I quit right now, where would I be? Where would I not be? Let your mind do that. Okay, Emerald is only possible for the people who also work on their mind and know what they want. This, y'all, I kind of touched on this. It's, your mind can play games, right? And if your mind is strong and tough, especially when you're like, ooh, down in the valley, and just telling yourself personal development is so important. No one would have told me that. When I started this business, I definitely considered myself a leader. I've ran track all my life. I was, captain in college of the track team, and I was captain of another organization in college. And it's just like, I considered myself always in these leadership roles. Leading a team of women to chase their dreams and cast vision is way different. No one went to school for network marketing, right? I have a coaching degree. I have an English degree. That has nothing to do with how I teach people and coach people in this business. And are what you doing duplicatable? Like I was telling y'all, I've got about 4 girls I'm onboarding right now. If, let's say, 3 people came to you today and said, hey girl, like, I've been watching you, I'm going to do this with you. Can you onboard them, get them fast start silver, and get them rolling in this business without feeling overwhelmed? If you cannot say yes to that question, you need to look at your systems and see where you need to fill in the cracks. Because I have a system that I know, like, this is exactly what I do when I onboard girls, and it's not overwhelming. And I can get them silver and get them where they need to go without me feeling like, holy crap, where I need to go next. Oh my gosh, but all the things. And so I really encourage y'all. That's probably my one takeaway from tonight is to, make sure you can onboard girls, get them started, get them excited with a system and not feel overwhelmed. Yeah, like, what you're doing is duplicatable. And if they were to sign someone up for the business, like, can they duplicate what you did to them instead of like, oh, she sent me this text and then she sent me this, and then, like, no, it needs to be in one place. And I'm happy to share with BK after this kind of how I onboard girls or answer questions at the end. Okay, Emerald is also only possible for the girls who allow their why to drive them. Our CEO will say this all the time too about your why, your why, your why. And at the beginning of this, I'm pretty sure when I was on one of Jordan's first calls, and she was like, write down your why. Like, why do you do this business? I probably didn't. And all the things. It's taken me a while, and my why has changed, right? My why when I started was for me to stay home with my babies and, just live the stay-at-home mom life. My why is completely different. I'm getting that. That dream has come true. We've surpassed that. We've surpassed Emerald. Now my why is to help every single girl on my team in level 1 be in this spot I am. What a gift it is to be able to do that to other women and be able to speak that into other girls. And so your why will change, but make sure it's in the forefront of your mind and it's driving why you're doing what you're doing. Kind of the top of my list was being consistent, not giving up. Your why will help with that. When you think about your kids or maybe the medical bills you're paying off or whatever it is when you show up to work, let that drive you, because it will also make it feel a lot easier. And that kind of goes into my next one is defining hard. What is hard for you? Posting is hard. Showing up in my stories is hard. Sister, it's not. You're just making it hard. I'll tell you a couple of things in my life that are hard right now. My best friend lost her infant a couple months ago. That's hard. That is hard, y'all. My sister walking through infertility, that's hard. Okay. Hello, not me getting emotional. So we need to define hard, okay, and get after it. And this is very much my mentality. I definitely grew up in a very athletic family. And so it was very much like, rub some dirt on it, get after it. And so that is my personality. And so it's honestly hard for me to coach people who do struggle with the mental and do struggle. And so also be that for your people. Like if that is hard for them, okay, define why is it hard? Let's pivot and do something else and maybe see why it's hard for you. And we're still gonna get after it. And I'm gonna show you how to do that with sympathy, right? The Lord is really showing me that too lately, because I can definitely just be like, well, let me bootstrap, let's go. It's not hard. But I do realize that people actually have hard things in their lives. So defining your hard, if that makes sense. I have 2 more. Seeing no as an opportunity, especially during follow-up, especially for someone with a business. If you're looking at your dream teamer list, first of all, hopefully you have one and it's ever evolving. If you're looking at your list and you're reaching out to someone and they say no, man, is that an opportunity for you to just pour into them, add value to them, and just keep them in the loop, right? I just can't imagine. There are a couple girls who I reached out to. A lot of the girls, honestly, who are with me in this business, reached out to me, but my girl who's over 660 points, I breathed into her. She was with another network marketing company as well, makeup. And I was just like, girl, you could do, if you put the amount of energy you did in that business as you did in Plexus, man, would you be summer. And here she is, almost senior Ruby. And so her no was definitely an opportunity for me just to keep breathing that into her and showing her, her potential. And this is why I think you would be great at this. And just keep showing her that and telling her that. And eventually she did. Man, her story is so cool that her husband actually, her husband ordered products for her, Reset and Triplex. Yeah, it's so wild, such a wild. Let the husbands do their thing, okay? And yeah, she just has a really cool business story. Hopefully she'll tell it. Y'all be able to hear it one day. Her name is Amy Price. But yeah, just vision casting for her, like showing her what this could be. Okay, my last one is understanding community and culture. Christina Williams, if you're not familiar, she's one of those like hard, like get after it. Like that's why I like resonate with her. She says that culture eats strategy for lunch. If you cannot invite girls into the culture of your team without them feeling welcomed and celebrated and encouraged, you might think about how you're doing things, how you're running your business. Because the community is one reason. I would say maybe products is why people come and community is why they're going to stay. Your culture of your team is why they're going to stay. When they go to, especially a corporate event, and see like our leaders on stage saying, I pray for y'all and your families, and they just get to feel it, that is why they're going to stay. So that is why Emerald is possible for the girls who do those things, not the girls who are just in their cute little trucker hats. And if trucker hats aren't your thing, cool. But mine is, because I'm about 7 days past washing my hair because I have a 6-month-old. So but I think that is all I have for y'all tonight. Thank y'all so much for being so sweet.
That was all. Oh my goodness. Every single bit was absolutely perfect. I heard a lot of intention there, you guys, right? and showing up. Never once, I don't know, never once was there any excuse or someone that you're waiting on. You know, this is what is on my heart tonight, and it really does correspond with everything Jordan just shared. Are you sitting there waiting for somebody to ring your doorbell? Because they're not gonna come ring your doorbell while you're sitting on the couch. You guys, we got to get up. We got to get dressed. It's not hard to do that. If that's holding you back, by the way, of getting on social because you're like, I don't feel cute enough. Be yourself, but I don't care. Put a flower in your hair. Do something odd. But you guys, we have to show up. We're going to have to open the door of our house and go out and find people to serve. We're going to be knocking on their door. They can decide to open. They can look through the crack and be like, that is not for me right now. We'll be like, you guys, we've got to show up. Shine bright so your diamonds can find you. Are you shining in Messenger? It means when we talk to people, we're thinking of them. We're casting the vision for them, where they're going. Sometimes we get so caught up in our whole story of like, and then it did this for me, and then I'm going to do this. And this has been so, you guys, let's stop. Let's pray. Let's ask God for wisdom. Let's listen. Let's ask the questions. Let's not get in desperation mode. And let's find those people that we can help solve their problems. I'm going to tell you something. I was in Hobby Lobby, ran into an older lady with her dog, was like, I'm going to totally talk to this lady and I'm going to friend her on social media. And I told my 15-year-old daughter that. You guys, I did. Guess what? She goes, is this Plexus? I was like, yes. She goes, my daughter's been selling that and she's a Ruby and I haven't joined her. And I was like, well, there's your third-party validation. I hope you go sign up. I gave her samples. I'm like, go sign up with your daughter. So I was like, next person. You guys, I ran into another lady in Hobby Lobby. We can be friends and ask people how they're doing. She had a little dog. I decided to talk to her. Friended her on Facebook. She's already interested in Slim. She saw my stories today. You guys, I did not build much rapport with her other than ask her questions. And I was like, Lord, show me if there's any way I can bless her today. I'm like, either it's going to be the gospel, it's going to be health, or it's going to be your finances. I mean, I got a lot, you know, it's like those crazy salesmen, like in my little coat. I got stuff to sell. I got stuff to give. You guys, she was a believer. I'm like, okay, on to the next. Let's show up, shine bright so those people can find you. She didn't know that I had something to offer in the middle of Hobby Lobby. So let's get at it. Jordan, that was fantastic. We can't wait to see you go Sapphire and Diamond and meet Amy Price and hear her story as well. You guys, let's onboard our people well, march them forward. Let's define our hard tonight, tweak our mindsets just a little bit, show up. Guess what? The more we show up, the easier it feels. The more you practice something, the more you walk up to strangers in Hobby Lobby and ask them how they're doing, and you ask to pet their dog, the easier it gets. I promise. Let's go. Love you, Jordan. See you in February on the cruise. Thank you so much, Kaylee. You did a fantastic job tonight. Good night, everybody. Good night.